to be a very light brown coffee, but no one will be able to see that. Okay, so what am I doing? So typically, on a work day, a typical weekday when I'm teaching, I get up around 5:30 in the morning, make myself some coffee, and after I get ready and everything, I'll usually come over here to one of my favorite spots in my apartment, which I kind of call my prayer corner. And this is where I typically will do morning prayer. I always start my day with morning prayer at a minimum. If there's more time, I'll do some of the other offices, like Office of Readings and whatever I have time for. Depending on the day, sometimes I will attend an early morning mass before I go to work, and I also find time for Eucharistic adoration. Some days are definitely easier than others to fit it in, but it is absolutely an essential part of my vocation, an essential part of my daily routine. It's just having that special one-on-one time with the Lord, with my spouse, but also receiving the Eucharist and celebrating in the celebration of Mass. I teach at St. Mary's Dominican High School, and I teach juniors and seniors. So, typical life of a teacher. I go to work and I enjoy my students, hopefully teach them some good things and all the joys that come with teaching throughout my day.
I think Miss Gallagher is a really great role model because we see a lot of seminarians and priests that come in, and we have a few nuns around campus, but it's just really great to see somebody that's in consecrated life, and I think it's just great that some girls are considering it here, and they can see her as such a holy and sweet person, just in and out.
I had her last year, so that was her first year teaching a real class. Seeing her go through her consecrated virgin journey after what society expects you should have your life decided by was really influential on me, because I feel a lot of pressure to have a plan for my life, and just seeing her just trust God and trust in her vocation really influenced me to be it's gonna be okay. I just need to listen to what he's telling me, and some things aren't gonna work out the way that I expected them to.
Really, I think what brought me to this vocation was, interestingly enough, my entire life I had a desire for marriage and for motherhood. So, of course, I thought that would look like getting married and having biological children, raising children, all of that sort of thing. I still see how my entire life, all of my passions, all of my hobbies, even my occupations up until this point have always been oriented towards being a mentor for younger people or caring for other people's children in some way, shape, or form. Now I see that as spiritual motherhood, right? I didn't realize it, at the time. I used to think this is just what I'm doing until I figure out what God is calling me to. But now I realize, I had that realization of this is it, he's not using this as a time filler, but he's working through my desires and the things that I really enjoy to show me really that this is the spiritual motherhood, and of course the rest of the vocation came later, right? That realization of what it means to be a spouse to Jesus and kind of living that life of solitude. My first year as a consecrated virgin honestly was wild. Jesus and I it was okay, we're in this together, let's go, hit the ground running. And so one of the things that I've noticed is he continuously just surprises me with his providence, really. Just there's something that I desire or something that I need, and I barely even offer a prayer, and it's he there it is, he provides for it the next day. And of course it doesn't always happen that way, but just he's done that with the smallest things, which I think is his kind of his love language to me of obviously if I'm gonna take care of this little thing, I'm gonna take care of the big stuff too. So I'm surprised almost on a daily basis in the new ways that I feel the Lord calling me to be a mother to just various people in my life. So I am really excited to see where else he calls me, who else who else is he going to call me to love? And that's kind of my daily prayer too. A lot is just, Lord, like, let me know who you're calling me to love today and how. So typically at the end of my day, I'll come home, and as soon as I can, I will do my evening prayer. And most of the time, my favorite spot to do evening prayer is on this really beautiful private balcony porch that I have. And it's just a great way for me to kind of unwind, disconnect from the day, and just be, again, alone with Jesus and spend that time with him in prayer, giving thanks for the day, offering whatever intentions that I have, and doing evening prayer. After that, just kind of depends on the day. Sometimes I'll go to the gym, sometimes I'll have meetings somewhere or other commitments, plans with friends, that sort of thing. Sometimes I'll just hang out, watch TV, watch a movie. And then I always end my day with night prayer. I usually try to pray a rosary as well before I go to sleep. Sometimes I'll do other devotionals depending on the season or what's going on in my life. And then I go to bed, and that's pretty much a typical day in my life.
Perfect.